What's up, y'all? My name is Ben, and today I'm going to debut my van. For those that know me, you know it's been a long process and a lot of ups and downs and a lot of things that have happened in between. And this van has had many iterations. I bought this van in September of 2020. It is now May 2024. A lot, like I said, has happened in between. I moved from California to Arizona. I traveled a lot. I tried to figure out where I was going to move, or I did figure out where I was going to move from California to. And now I'm here, and it's really time to finish this so I can move on to my next thing, which is opening my yoga studio. But that being said, it's not done, but I'm at a place where I'm really happy with it, and I could live out of it exactly like this full time. I'm really happy with it, but I'm still finishing it. But I want to show where I'm at with it right now. Anyway, let's check out the van. Okay, so first things first, tool belt and trash. Like I said, I am in the middle of flipping this van. I'm in the middle of converting this van, so it's very difficult to basically every night that I'm working on this van, I have to take all this out, and then or every morning I take all of it out, and then every night I put it back in. And I got it to this place where I'm really happy with it, and I really need to catch up on sleep. I basically moved out of my mom's abruptly, and adjusting to the van life, especially out here in Arizona, you can't sleep in very long. The heat will wake you up. And so I just kind of took a break for a couple of days and just wanted to enjoy the fruits of my labor. And like I said, I thought this would be a good time to document this before I inevitably take this down and bring in the next iteration. But this is pretty much going to be how it's going to look when it's all said and done. Kettlebell yoga block for the park workouts. Guitar, really nice. I strapped it in between the desk. The desk is honestly the biggest flex of all. Got this sound bar with the sub back there, plugged into my Jackery up front. Really important, strap your half gallon in because it rolls around. There's no real good space for it. Let's flex the logo real quick. Bada bing. Pee jug. You need a pee jug for sure. Incense holder. That keeps a lot of the flies out. This is something I got early, which it's been a big plus and a minus. It's a Ram Tough Tray. Ram is a different company, but the point being that I basically was living in California in San Jose, and it was during COVID when everything was shut down. I could go pull up to West Cliff in Santa Cruz, park Oceanside, and put my laptop in this thing and start working. I'll break it down in another video if you want. This is my banner from my yoga days when I converted my room into a yoga studio, and I was teaching one class a day, live streaming. You can check that out on my Wex Power Yoga YouTube channel. I still got a bunch of classes up there. This is my Marshall Bluetooth speaker, so in case I don't want to actually bump this thing, I can use this one. Some podcast equipment. So stoked for this. This is basically going to be my YouTube content, podcasting, and music studio right here. That's what this is for. And it's my own space. And I'm really happy about it because it's not my mom's house. It's not a coffee shop. It's not a, kava bar. It's my own domain. You need your own studio. In my opinion, you need your own space because it just gets weird. You get a lot of looks when you're bobbing your head and you know what I mean? It's just good to have your own space to create. Banner covers this window that I installed. And the goal is to have a desk. I'm going to have a desk that basically flips up so it collapses so I can use the floor space to do yoga and myofascial release practices, meditation, or I can have people in here when it comes time to DJ, which I'll explain. But yeah, I'm basically gonna have this in front of this window, a desk, and basically overlooking, you know, the ocean or the Sedona Desert, and just getting my work done. And then obviously the bed. This tapestry is a really cool story. I was in Austin where I thought I was gonna live until my mom told me she wanted to move with me. At that point, I pivoted and moved to Arizona. But I was in Austin, and I was at this coffee shop. It was like a late night coffee shop. I'm blanking on the name right now, but they had this guy's art everywhere. And I look up this dude's art, and I see this blanket, and I'm just like, dude, I need to have this blanket. And I let the idea sit for a month. You know you need something whenever you let it go, and it's still, you still think about it. That's how I know for sure I should buy something. And that was this thing. He only made like 100 of them. Fortunately, I was still able to get one. And I'll link the artist below just so he gets credit. This is my original Thrive King tapestry. I recorded tons of content in front of this thing when I was living in West Virginia, in good old Morgantown. And this is my Alex Gray blanket. I love this blanket. It's a torch. It's a fist holding a torch. And I like to think that that's what I'm doing in life. You know, I'm trying to pick up my mantle and light shit up. It's very Capricorn, I think, which Capricorn is my rising. Fan. Gotta have a fan. Gotta have a fan. I got solar up top, but it's not plugged into anything just yet. And that's it, man. Really, that's it. Got this thing too for, you need one of these to cover. And then behind these are windows as well. C.L. Lawrence windows that I had installed from Levity Vans in Santa Cruz. Shout out Jimmy. Well, yeah, that's it. Oh, obviously underneath here, storage. That's where I put my clothes and stuff. And then up here I put podcast info, or podcast mics and stuff, and stands and whatever else, you know. So this is what I got, and I might as well explain what I want to do and why it's not done yet. First of all, the floor, I'm going to have actual vinyl flooring. I'm actually thinking about doing the whole thing black and white with white flooring. It's going to suck having to clean it, but like, I just love black and white everything. And I think that it would just be such a flex if I can actually pull that off. I'm someone that likes to have his cake and eat it too, and that's very much in line with, and it causes me a lot of problems in life, and that's kind of what that floor will be. Then the desk, like I said, it's going to be the length of the window, so it's going to be longer, but it's going to fold up and down so that I can collapse it whenever I need the space. So I can still do floor space. I do lots of like deep tissue massage on myself, as anyone should if you have imbalances. Shout out Functional Patterns, Naughty Aguilar. The bed's going to be pretty much the same, almost exactly the same. Paint, I'm going to paint all the panels black. There's going to be a cabinet up there, 60 inches wide, and then the same one over here, running from the bed to right about here. It's going to poke out a little bit. And over there's not going to be a cabinet, so I can still sit up comfortably. And last but not least, where the bed ends, there's going to be a little kitchen island. It's going to come to about here. And it's just going to be an island that's big enough for a sink and 2 jerry cans underneath. One for clean water, one for gray water. But that's also going to have a flap with the same mechanism. And it's going to come out a long ways so that I can take my burner stove, put it here, cook. And so I have space for it. So I'll have a sink that's dedicated, a burner stove that unfortunately is not dedicated, and then a little bit of extra space to cut and do whatever I need to do to cook. And also, the sink is going to be collapsible. So when it comes time for festivities, I can set my DJ set on top of it, and you won't be able to tell that it's like a kitchen. And I'll be able to DJ out of the van like this, which I think will be really, really cool when it comes time. It's been a long ride. been a really bumpy ride. But I know it'll be worth it when it's all said and done. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown. Subscribe to the channel if you want. Like I talk a lot about, you know, what I'm learning as a product of this van build, not just like as, yeah, not actually, I'm not really talking that much about what I learned, like as far as carpentry and woodworking and that kind of thing. I talk about spiritual stuff a lot. If that interests you, give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And happy vanning. Cheers.